really unique situation. Paul Crisler is going to talk about Ed Reitz, and wife Barb is here. Another Metro legend.
It certainly is my honor and privilege to share a few comments regarding the late Ed Reitz. I worked as an assistant to Ed when he was principal, and then eventually I got the short straw and I had to be principal. So I'd like to share a few things. First of all, I would ask Steve Atwater and Bobby Joe if you'd stand for a second. There's a special connection with these two young men and Ed. Both these young men are Razorbacks, graduates of the University of Arkansas. And guess where Ed came from? Arkansas. And Ed always had a special connection with these two young men. I know that he followed up with that later on in their careers, and I'm sure he's smiling today. So, thank you. The history of the Crusader Athletic Program certainly would not be complete without Ed Reitz being honored and recognized at this occasion this evening. Ed started his coaching career in Los Angeles, Lutheran High School. I guess Lutheran High School was not too far from UCLA, and of course there was the legendary coach, John Wood. Ed learned his philosophy and work with basketball, but more importantly with young men. Those of you that are very knowledgeable of basketball are aware of John Wooden's pyramid of success. And that pyramid of success is not just about playing basketball, but it's growing up and being a responsible person, citizen, and those are the many lessons that Ed took to the coaching arena. Ed was probably first a coach, then maybe a teacher, and then last of all, he too got the short straw, and he had to be principal. He coached varsity basketball at Lutheran North in 1975 to 1981, won 115 games in those 6 years, won the ABC championship 4 years straight, and coached the first state Final Four basketball team for Lutheran North in 80, or it was 79, I believe. 80? Okay. In the fall of 1981 is when they line you up again and where you draw your straws, and then he became the principal. Ed had an outstanding relationship with his players and opposing coaches, and as a result of his reputation as a coach, he was elected as the first parochial private principal to the Missouri State Athletic Association, or activities in the state of Missouri. And this was a result of his reputation as a coach. His demeanor and his relational skills helped to demonstrate that private schools had the same goals as public schools. And his demeanor, he formed many relationships with people in the public school arena, and was really a credit to private schools and to the high school association for a long time. In fact, he was on the board for 8 years, I believe, and then he was elected president of the board. Again, the first private parochial principal to be selected for that honor. In 1993, he was awarded the Distinguished Service Award by the Missouri State High School Activities Association by the Board of Directors in recognition of his extraordinary service to interscholastic activities. And so it's really a privilege to share that, and for Ed to be a part of this. And now I would share this, and Barbara can share a few words and move on.
I want to give my thanks to all of you for recognizing Ed's contribution over the years to Lutheran North, to their athletic approach program. And he always really felt strongly about athletics because he thought that that's the best way to build character in people. And we believe that all along, no matter whether that was at Lutheran North or whether it was statewide. So that's why he got so involved in doing this, even with the state. I remember the first time we went to state activities because our life was built around athletics. And the first time we saw a wrestling match, my background in nursing made me cringe when I watched some of the moves that they got people in, and I was really worried about that. I didn't really think wrestling was, I didn't know anything about wrestling. And yet there were people who could be 91 pounds and be the best in the state at what they were doing. Those kind of things are what he tried to instill in all of the athletic programs. He'd be totally pleased to be here to know that he's being recognized by some of his former coaches, friends, students, and family. So I accepted in his honor.